Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early here on the YouTube channel at 445. Michael Datcher's YouTube channel at 4:45 a.m. and goes to 5 then on Facebook Live at 4:45 p.m. Today we're talking about courage and productivity. What is the tie between courage and productivity? We have a powerful show planned today. If you are new to the show airs each weekday morning. Again, this show is aimed at entrepreneurs. It airs in the morning, of course, early morning and afternoon, different show altogether. The show is aimed at entrepreneurs, those who have their own business, those who would like to own their own business, and those who simply want to live in abundance like a boss. As you may also be able to discern from the show's title, we're also interested in the idea of using joy itself as a technology to move us towards our goals and objectives. We encourage everyone on this show to start their own business that they may eventually be able to live in abundance like a boss. All right. If you're enjoying the show thus far, please swipe left or right across your device. Invite people to join the conversation. You can also please become a subscriber. It's free here on Michael Datcher's YouTube channel to be able to get all the videos, all the updates. You can also, of course, go to productivethroughjoy.com. We offer live one-on-one Productive Through Joy consulting. We also are probably best known for doing live public presentations at universities, schools, and organizations. All right. We have a special interest, as you can imagine, in the youth because we believe the youth literally is the future. So we especially are interested in speaking to youth organizations. All right. So reach out, have me come out and speak to your people if you are so inclined. Again, for those who are new, let me say a few words about myself. First, this is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I am the author of the New York Times bestseller, Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people. And I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel Americus, which is set 13 miles from Ferguson, where, of course, Michael Brown was murdered in the conflagration that ensued initially there. That book will be out in the first American edition February 2018 in the States, in bookstores everywhere, on Third World Press. Look for that. Reach out. I'm probably coming to a town near you for the book tour, so look for that. Remember this name, as the Rolling Stones had that lyric. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I am currently a professor of English literature at Loyola Marymount University here in California. I'm an expert at being productive, right? I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and then subsequently gave me up for adoption to a single divorcee who was great, yet at the time no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD, yet, as Kool Moe Dee famously said, how you like me now, right? And if I can be this productive through joy, so can many of us who are watching the show. We find that people like us who come from difficulty, whose beginnings, whose origins are laced with hardship, we at times have a built-in excuse as to why we cannot ball, have not ball, should not ball, will not ball. We're here to tell you that you can ball until you fall, despite where you came from, despite it all. I'm rhyming, but not on purpose. So that inspires the show. We know that when we can have success, guys, and people like us can make it. And Jay-Z said how the ballers love him because one of them made it, you know. When folks like us can make it despite our backgrounds, people are encouraged. They know that if that dude can make it, if that sister can make it, I can do it. But also for those who are less challenged, who've been less challenged, who have more resources, it removes some of the excuses from them as well. So everyone gets a chance to be encouraged as we just simply do what we do. So please go to Productive Through Joy. Have me come out, speak to your group. Reach out, get direct live one-on-one Productive Through Joy consulting, whatever is best for your particular organization or personal need, all right? Again, today we're talking about a really important topic, courage. Whew, gotta have it. Woo-wee. Gotta have it. Courage and productivity. Have mercy. You're gonna need it. If you're looking to live in abundance like a boss, get ready. You're gonna need some courage because you're gonna have to challenge yourself and be on the edge and be uncomfortable. You're gonna attract haters because when you shine, listen, when you shine, people are going to support you. People are going to come out, be inspired. It's going to be beautiful in many ways, but you're going to also, for sure, attract some haters. And you have to be able, in fact, the haters are oftentimes folks who are actually close to you, at times in your family, folks who know you, if not friends, at least colleagues. It can be super painful when people near you hate on you despite them knowing how hard you work or what you've been through. But people just don't care. Hating is like a disease, and it's catchy. So you have to have courage if you're going to boss. So we'll talk about that a little bit today as well. So let's dive in. In the morning show, we like to also talk about the import of framing your day before your day has a chance to frame you. At times, as we know, we wake up in the morning with trouble on our mind. That trouble follows us through our day. We go to sleep with that trouble on our mind, take it into our dream state, and then wake up once again with that trouble on our mind. That kind of lifestyle of troubled mind, troubledness, also creates stress. And so, as we know from modern science, stress is actually a killer. It takes years off your life. Black folks, no surprise, black men in particular, die a little more than 10 years earlier than their white male counterparts. Just, wow, think about that. that's a lot of years, 10 years. I like living. But the stresses of being black, it's a lot being black. Just as a sidebar, just walking around in black skin, giving the virulent anti-blackness happening in the country from the time that we've been here, it's difficult. And we lump that together with just the stress of business or having your own business. So just if you don't plan to go into business, if you want to live in abundance in a different type of way, just going for your dreams. It's going to create lots of stress. So we help people, we know that. So we help people in a proactive way to deal with the stress that they have and stress that we know is going to come if you're pursuing your dreams. And we do this in the context of ritual. Ritual can be defined as essentially doing the same thing at around the same time in a repetitive fashion, right? So it's best seen through example. Let me give you my morning ritual to serve as an exemplar. So in the mornings, I wake up in the morning at 3:45 a.m., hella early. I read a couple books, spiritual or business books. I do our show now at 4:45 a.m. until 5. At 5, I work on my current book until basically my current novel until sunrise, which is around 6 a.m. now here in LA. Then I go to the beach. I live here along the coast in Venice Beach, California, so I just walk to the beach. I bring my drum, I meditate, I pray, I do yoga. It's really powerful. Just me and the dolphins, and the seagulls. Then I come back to the house to work on my book a bit longer. And then I go back to the beach to run up the coast all the way past Santa Monica's Pier. Let me clear my throat. Come all the way back, run all the way back to my gym here in Venice Goes Gym to get my workout in, my buff on. So guys, by 9:30, I'm feeling like a champ, a chizamp, feeling powerful. My body is being flooded with endorphins, and I leverage that endorphin release to move me towards my goals and objectives, which will be involved, of course, publishing, consulting, of course, and real estate. Now, we're not saying do what I do, but we are saying do something and do it every day in a ritualized manner because life happens to us every day, happens with us, for us every day. So we encourage people we help people actually to create their own morning rituals. So I'm reading 2 great books now. One is called The Nag. We call it The Nag for short. D. Black, our friend D. Black called it The Nag. It's the Nag Commodity Reader Library. It's a book of ancient kind of spiritual scriptures. Wow. I recommend that book highly. It's a game changer. I won't get to that now, though. I'm also reading a new book. This is called, Own the Moment. I just finished Jen Sincero's book as part of my morning reading, You Are a Badass at Making Money. When I finish a book in the morning, I start a new book. I always read 2 books, one business typically and one spiritual book, but it depends. So the second book, On the Moment, this is by Carl Lentz. He runs a church in New York that Kevin Durant goes to. A bunch of people who you've probably heard of go to this church for good reason. This guy's really a powerful cat. But the book is about owning the moment, about life being composed of individual moments. So you want to be in the moment, but you want to be able to own those moments. And I know at times we don't own them; they own us. So I'm reminding my own self about the need to own the moment. And recently, I didn't own my moment, and something that was not good happened. So I was reminded I need to get back to owning my moments, seizing my moments, because I'm a football fan. The Raiders right now, if you know football, the Oakland Raiders are not owning their moments right now, and games are just brutal to watch because they're not owning their moments. They're not seizing the moment inside of the games, and those moments back to back end up creating, you know, close losses for my football team. So I'm so off base right now. But as a Raider fan, you're probably also suffering as well. A little football anecdote to kind of get this point made across. And so from those two readings, the On the Moment book and the Nag Hammadi Library, I think about those ideas throughout my day, but also create the morning and afternoon shows based upon those readings. So today we're talking about rather courage and productivity. From those two books, I also created what I call the morning chant, and that's the thing that I think about and contemplate. So today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, I am courageous because I know I am made in the presence of God, right? I am courageous because I know I am made in not the presence, I know I am made in the image of God. Hello. I am courageous because I know I am made in the image of God, right? So I think about that particular idea. I am courageous because I know I am made in the image of God. And I contemplate that, I think about that, then I think about a place on my phone, for example, and also create the morning and afternoon shows, as I was alluding to earlier, seconds ago. So again, today we're talking about courage and productivity. Again, if you're enjoying the show, please swipe left or right across your device and or become a subscriber at YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. Go to productivethroughjoy.com, see what we do. We offer Life 101, Productive Through Joy Consulting. I also come out and speak to organizations about being productive through joy. In a group setting, very powerful, have me come out. It's a good time. Let's dive into the topic today. All right, so we're talking about courage and productivity. Point one is, listen, courage can be cultivated. At times we think that there are courageous people, and there are, and there are those who are not courageous. At times we call them cowards. I've been courageous and I've been cowardly in my life. I know a lot about both of these arenas. The goal is to be more courageous than you are cowardly, which thank God I've been able to do. But you want to know that you can cultivate. I've cultivated my courage, right? By placing myself in challenging situations, going forward, going for my dreams, pushing myself, taking risk. You want to be able to do things that can cultivate your courage. But you have to, know that's actually possible. If you've been acting cowardly, frankly, if you've not been pursuing, because courage is not the absence of fear. I've been in fear a lot. Courage is confronting the fear, embracing it, and moving ahead anyway. And that is no small thing. That's the real talk about this show, because everyone faces fear. Everyone feels fear. But those of us who are going to have success and who are going to live in abundance like a boss, not just financial abundance, I mean in terms of being in love, in terms of being a parent, in terms of all the things that you do as a professional, I mean, you're going to face some fear. There's no choice about it. But man, can you move beyond the fear, which is point two. As a person who's seeking to live in abundance like a boss, you want to move beyond the fear by embracing it as something, as part of the game, as something that you have to do in order to get abundance, which goes right into point three. As you begin to, in a ritualized way, recognize that you can cultivate your courage. Two, the more that you engage in the particular overcoming fear process, the more courageous you become, which leads right into point three. And the more courageous you become, the more abundant you're going to become, because you're going to keep pushing yourself to that edge, to those opportunities that may involve you having to stretch yourself and take some risk. But you'll end up being more productive and powerful. Boom goes the dynamite. That's it for today's show. Thanks for being here. We'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it.